come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Motion from the wide receiver. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9. Guys, let's take a minute here and talk about Texas A&M. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early here.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
Pulls it in. It's Moss. Looks as if Texas A&M will have enough for the first down. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to...
Turning it on! He's at the 40. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Once he got some room, it was over. When they have something to cheer about here, this Kyle Field crowd is the most choreographed group in all of college football.
They've got so many chants and cheers that I had no clue about Reese until we visited, and you see it's choreographed, it's perfect together. And how about this choreographed start? Exactly how they drew it up early, getting this place going bananas.
That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. To the ground with the back. Works his way ahead for 3 out to the 14. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
The run from the shotgun. Works his way ahead for 3. They'll spot it at the 18.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. To the air, it's Nussmeier. Grab near the marker, it's Green. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains.
Well, after watching the other offense go down the field and score a touchdown, you know this guy's trying to lead his offense to do the exact same thing. That was a big 3rd down. I know there's a lot of football left to play, but you're trying to establish confidence as early as possible. That last throw is really going to help out your team.
The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. Bringing the heat. That's caught. It's Durham. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong, the emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how important those rivalries are.
And you see tight end matchups all over the field all the time now. It used to just be in the red zone. Now you just find the big fella, you put him in the slot, try to give him the ball as much as possible because you know he can make big plays.
And the Tigers are marching down the field. Wants to throw on first down. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Finds space on the right. Ridden out of bounds at the 45. A big play for this offense. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. Think about when Garrett Nussmeier goes into the quarterback room at LSU and there are giant murals of Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels, Heisman winners. Jesse, that's some pressure. But, man, if he can cut down on the turnovers, he might join them.
Yeah, there's no question about it, Reese. This guy has a lot of talent. I really also just appreciate the fact that he stayed put at LSU. In an era of college football where especially quarterbacks are transferring 2, 3, 4 times, naming off those guys you just did, it would have been so easy for Nussmeier to try to find another opportunity somewhere else. He believes LSU is the best situation for him to win a national championship and get him off to the NFL.
LSU right back to the line. Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. Good quickness to grab it off the bounce. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. That's why everybody has to do the tip drill, DBs and receivers, and it worked out this time for the offense.
That's exactly what you want as a defender. Just get your hand on the football, let that thing bounce, and you see so many big plays made, but it was the opposite. It goes right to the wide receiver, makes the play, makes the catch. Man, that's frustrating for a defense.
Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
And that is a great job by the defense, containing and constricting the pocket. There was nowhere for the QB to go, and he did not have a lot of time. He went down quick.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Second down, they'll go to the air. Got a man, it's Durham. He'll be run out of bounds right at the 25.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The 12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab, it's Anderson. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. Looking down the middle. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
QB never saw the defender. He's staring his receiver down, telegraphing his throw, and the DB jumped all over that.
They'll get this drive started from the 29. The offense changing the play.
Timeout, Texas A&M.
Gives it on the option. Finds his way for 3 after the 33.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
We've reached the break, and Texas A&M leads it. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Calls his own number. And the tackle is made, but there has been a flag thrown. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. Scanning the field, it's Reed. Caught over the middle, it's Craver. Still running at the 40. He's loose. The 30. He's at the touchdown, Aggies. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it out. It's Thomas. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game.
There he goes. The 40, the 30, 10. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives, and they're back to work now. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to pass. It's Reed. Caught behind the line. It's Moss. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Fired in there, but incomplete.
I love the quick decision that QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Connection to the right. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
The Aggies are moving quickly down the field. The give on the option. Oh, he's got some space. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. And you saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now is work.
Headed to the end zone, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Aggie.
I think you love starting the year off with some momentum, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. They're firing on all cylinders, defense doing their job as well. This team getting out the gates to start the season in great fashion.
And they did tack on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Thomas. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
The Tigers can really attack on this second and short. They'll leave it with him. Makes one man miss. They'll mark him out of bounds at about the 29-yard line.
Man, this guy is so scary when he has the ball in his hands. He kind of reminds me, he's got a little bit of Leonard Fournette. He's got a little bit of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you know, just that shake and bake. And when they get in the second level, DBs just don't seem to know how to tackle this guy. You don't want to submarine. He might hurtle over you, but if you don't go in with conviction, then he's got the speed to get outside and take it the distance. This dude just makes your heart stop every time he has the ball.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking for a man. It's Nussmeier. Snagged in the middle. It's Anderson.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
Here comes the offense on second down. The give to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
The 12th man more than standing at the ready. They are bringing the heat on third down. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42.
Yeah, and listen, this guy's had a good day. I know they're trailing and they need to put some drives together, but I also wouldn't abandon him because he's had such a monster day and he's been the bright spot so far for this offense.
LSU getting set on 1st and 10. Gets the back moving. To the air on 1st down. Catch in the middle, it's Brown. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
When you run those routes, those curl routes just like that, those DBs are going to break when you go to throw the football. So you better put that thing on a line, and the QB did there. Put it on a line, great job, great catch, 1st down.
They'll snap it from the 47 on 1st down. To the air, it's Nussmeier. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Got it in the middle. It's Brown.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands. Get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it's still a positive game.
Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. On the direct snap, it's Durham. They make the stop, but not before the chains move and the Wildcat formation pays off.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
The Tigers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. Pocket breaking down. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Oh, the offense lucky to fall on that loose football. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Got it in the middle, it's Durham. And he's dragged down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. Slings it downfield. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Well, I'll tell you, I know they're losing the game. It's only the first half, but this offense, obviously, they've spent some time practicing 2-minute throughout the week. You can see they're really in rhythm, they're really in focus, and they're attacking the right areas of the field in order to try to maintain as much clock as possible.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. On the direct snap, it's Durham. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Back to pass. It's Ncaa. Caught in the backfield. It's Durham. Touchdown, Tigers! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
Man, that was beautiful clock management. Great job by this offense, sustaining the drive, not getting too much in a panic, and finishing the drive with a touchdown with not a lot of time on the clock.
And with the extra point, they're down a touchdown, 21-14. That is what they mean when they say ball control, a 14-play touchdown drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Throws it back. Here's the pressure. He's across the 30 and out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
All right, defense, you know coming into this game you're playing a fast quarterback. You know it's not going to be easy getting him on the ground. You got to start thinking about how you're pass rushing. You know, rushing right up the middle and allowing him to get outside, it's going to be a tough task.
On the run, fires downfield. He's got an open man. At the 45, on his way. Oh, the offense fortunate to fall on that one, and they'll live to fight another play. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Texas A&M has it teed up to start this second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Thomas. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, and relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success. And so what do? You keep playing pitch and catch. You got to score, but you got to talk to your defense. I need some stops. I need the football back quickly so we can do some more damage.
Here's the handoff. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You can tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
The 12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on third down. Back to throw, it's Ncaa. Fires to the tight end. At the 40, there he goes. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
LSU with the 1st and 10 here. looking for a physical attack from the gun. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. He's open on the right. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it.
That's a really nice job holding that pass in, and you think LSU has just been such a breeding ground in recent years for receivers. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, they all have the ability to make a play anywhere on the field, and that's what this guy can do. You can line him up anywhere. He can run routes at all 3 levels of the secondary. The defense has to know where he is lined up every single play.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Anderson. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
Nice job by the quarterback, pre-snap and post-snap. He knew the defense was going to be playing zone coverage, and there was no doubt in his mind where he was going with that football.
Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. Looking for a man. It's Nussmeier. It's complete on the right side. Now the connection takes it to the 11. And the Tigers started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Just keep slinging it. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Well, the hit on the quarterback is why that was incomplete, but that QB is lucky that was not picked off. That is the cardinal sin, throwing back across your body. This quarterback needs to be more careful moving forward.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And the defense has given up some plays, some passing yards on this drive. You want to stop that? Nice job rushing the quarterback, making him feel a little bit of pressure and getting him on the ground, and now getting him behind the sticks.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. That'll bring him to within 4. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Back to pass, it's Reed. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Man, this is exactly what you needed to see from this defense to start the second half. If you're down, you got to create some momentum. You got to get your offense a little bit excited. Nice job creating the sack. Perfect start to the second half of this defense.
And the Aggies now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Shoots it to the left. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Tigers. The defense takes matters into its own hands.
I love this free safety and how he plays center field, and oftentimes he's able to bait QBs into bad decisions. He did it right there. Made the quarterback think he was dropping one way, put his foot in the ground, got in front of that pass, and then showed you the wheels, returning it for a touchdown.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, the big top 15 battle is underway, and it's been very interesting so far. A lot of we are's inside that stadium today. Penn State is running away with things, and that offense looks unstoppable. They're up 14 over Clemson. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
Well, they're able to get the negative play, great individual effort. I know LSU's defense always goes by DBU, but they've had some big-time players up front on that D-line, too. And you think recently, guys like Marcus Spears, Glenn Dorsey, Kiki Mingo, Daniil Hunter, dudes that can line up one-on-one. These guys were like avatars with their frames. So difficult to block and so athletic. That's what this guy reminds you of sometimes.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, it's Reed. Outside the pocket, lets it go. And the misconnection on 3rd down.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
Fourth down and 12 is 4-down territory for this offense. Quarterback may change this route. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Fires to the wideout. Makes the catch, converts on 4th down, and still on his feet.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
A&M comes back out with another 1st down. Wants to go up top on 1st down. The quick out. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. He's going to take off. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds. Guys, LSU has the lead here. And we've reached the end of the 3rd, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Aggies can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Little over anxious out of the stance early, and it's a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They're about to run a dirty half-dozen plays on this drive. To throw, it's Reed. Fires to the middle. Wide open downfield. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
And the Aggies, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
It'll be 3rd and long.
Easton.
From the gun, wants to pass. Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he added the extra point. So an 82-yard drive there. And they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now inside 4 minutes to go here on 2nd down. DB's right up on the receivers. They'll move the wide receiver. Looking downfield, it's Nussmeier. Makes the grab, it's Thomas. Breaks into the open. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
Well, when you're running the drag route against man coverage like that, as a quarterback, you got to put the ball out in front of your target. And when you do that, you give the guy a chance to then advance the football up the field, pick up a first down like they did right there.
Now a first down from the 45-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Pressure coming. Down he goes, and that is the last thing this offense needs right now.
Nice coverage on the back end. Great job. Nothing open right away. The QB holds the ball in the pocket, and the pass rush finally gets home. Sometimes it's the DBs doing great work. Sometimes it's the defensive lineman winning up front.
Sends it back in motion. Second down, they'll go to the air. Unloads to the right. Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah.
And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed.
Well, this offense is trying to ice the game. They've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but it's only by one possession, so you got to be so careful with your decision-making, and that was not a good one by the quarterback. They now turn it over, and they better hope their defense can play well in this sudden change situation.
All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again.
Timeout, LSU.
Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Off-play action on first down. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the fifth sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
The Tigers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to throw. It's Nussmeier. Quickly complete. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Gonna let it fly. Makes a grab deep.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
LSU getting set on 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. And he runs into a wall. Maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage.
And that's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse Reese. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Right back to it. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. To the air, it's Nussmeier. Firing to the right, complete. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
When they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field, you saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on 4th down. Motion from the wideout. Fourth down, gotta have it here. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers! They've got the lead here in the 4th.
Man, and just what the doctor ordered. You needed a big play to go out there and try to take the lead, and you find your receiver out wide. He runs by the DB. Nice throw, nice catch. You got the lead.
And it's good, and he's got the lead up to 3 late. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Arizona State is having its way offensively, just marching up and down the field at a breathtaking pace. They're up by 28 over Washington. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Quarterback making checks. Back to throw, it's Reed. Looking left. And he dropped it, just didn't work the thing all the way in.
And I like it. Very smart defense, understanding the clock. Understanding they're going to try to push the ball down the field. Great job playing deep, breaking on the football, making sure that receiver doesn't catch it. Smart IQ defense.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. This time he's got it. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. Quarterback keeps it. Really good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. And that is interception number 3 on the day. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it.
That's a tough deal for the offense, right? I mean, you're trailing, it's late in the game, you're having to throw the football, you're just trying to make something happen, and ball gets away from the quarterback, ends up in the hands of a DB. Nice job by the defense.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. 3-point lead, put together a great drive here, Jesse. You can turn it into a 2-possession game.
Let's do that. Let's get a touchdown on the board. Let's find out where our playmakers have the best matchups. Let's exploit those, David.
And it would put our defense in such a great position. 4th quarter, 2-possession lead. It makes it easy to play defense.
We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. It's Berry. They forged ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the wildcat there. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They'll turn to the wildcat to keep this drive alive. On the snap, it's Berry. A timely pickup to get the 1st down there, and it took a little something out of the crowd, too. They're just about to put this W in the books, guys. Comes against a ranked opponent, a team that most of us expected them to beat, and they were able to come through.
Yeah, but you're going to get challenged early in the season. It's fun to play other ranked teams and kind of see what you have. And this team kind of proven, like, listen, they're worth the ranking. They're probably going to continue to climb up the charts, handling their business early this season against a pretty dang good team.
And I think at the end of the year, when the committee's meeting together and they're deciding which teams are going to reach the playoff, this is a game they're going to point back to. Hey, we wanted to find out more about them against a good opponent. They won the game. They took care of business. This was impressive today.
How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these two squads. We could watch these every week. Love calling these games because they're competitive. Great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody had to lose.
Yeah, and the higher-ranked team was ranked higher for a reason. At the end of the day, when it came down to it, they made the biggest plays in the most critical moments. Both of these teams have tremendous playmakers, and they're both going to make a lot of noise late in the college football season, but give the higher-ranked team tons of credit. They earned this one.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
LSU.